Did you think getting in shape would be easy? I did. Just lose a bit of fat, build a bit of muscle, sorted. I've got really lean 3 times now, but the first 2 were a grind. I wish I'd known how to do it smarter. So to help you make noticeable changes 10 times easier, here are 20 lessons that will help you transform your physique. Lesson 1. Whenever I've struggled to stay consistent with training is when I didn't have a clear reason for doing it. Last year, when I set myself the goal of getting ripped, immediately after I became a dad, I wasn't doing it just for myself. It was to inspire new dads to get fit and healthy as well, because it's a wild time. Your life is very different now. And I think us men need something else to focus on. And this filled me with a sense of drive and ambition to help other guys who are going through or have been through this shake-up. Having a strong why keeps you in the game. Put pressure on yourself to do it for other people around you, rather than just thinking of yourself. Lesson 2. When you look in the mirror and can't see any progress, you'll want to give up. But stick with it for a few more weeks, because you and the people around you will begin to notice. You'll try on that shirt to notice it's not hugging your chest no more. It's a bit tighter on your biceps instead. It's working and that feels good, which is the fuel you need to keep going. Fat loss is fun when you start seeing results. Lesson 3. I used to be embarrassed of my body, especially having so much chest fat. We all carry it differently, but I get hit with chest and lower back fat extra bad. I wish someone would go to my calves instead. When you commit to fat loss for 3 months and change how you look, it turns embarrassment into confidence. It reflects into other areas of your life. You'll even be better at your job because you'll interact with people differently, because you're just feeling better about yourself. You'll hold conversations better, if that makes any sense. So getting in shape improves your life outside the gym. Lesson 4. I felt tired when I did 5,000 steps a day and ate whatever I wanted. And I felt tired when I did 15,000 steps a day and cleaned up my nutrition. The difference between the two is a healthier and fitter mind and body. Endless energy is a lie. Whether you sit on the couch all day or you go and run 10K, you will be tired either way. That rhymes well. Better to be exhausted from being ambitious and chasing a goal than from doing nothing at all. Lesson 5. 6 weeks before my wedding, I was miles away from the shape I expected. I thought the abs would have been out by now. And you can go 2 ways with this. You can sulk about it and slowly defer back to your old ways, or you can get a kick from it and do even more. So I turned the gears up a notch, and 2 weeks later, I was out on a walk and I just touched my stomach and I was like, holy shit, I can feel them now. I feel tighter. This spurred me on. Stay strong. Do more if needed. The best part is just round the corner. Lesson 6. No matter how strong you are or how hard you work, if nutrition isn't in check, your body will reflect that. I trained 6 days a week here. Here's the thing, you can eat really healthy foods and still be overweight. I thought because I was eating salmon and avocados and all that shit, I was fine, but you can still gain weight. By gaining a deeper understanding of the food groups and what meals consist of good fat loss ratios of these groups, it's much easier to manage. Fat loss is easy when you know what foods to eat. Lesson 7. A couple times I made the mistake of burning through my daily carb intake by 5 p.m. This made evenings a challenge. This will be based off your preference, but I found it easier to stay lower carb through the day when you're busy. Mainly just hit protein and fats because I liked to have a big carb heavy meal for dinner, and I actually slept better eating this way too. Saving most of my carbs for later in the evening helped a ton. You might like to fit most of them around your training. It's just based off preference, and you'll only figure that out by making a mistake. Lesson 8. Talking of carbs, I didn't need to be as strict as I was, which is why I crashed hard in the final 2 weeks of my most recent cut. Even though it was the easiest one overall, this is still a mistake that I made. I could have done what we call a refeed, where you strategically have more carbs on a selected day to boost performance physically in the gym and mentally. Having some extra calories to look forward to while staying on track helps massively. But I didn't do that because I'm a dick and I suffered unnecessarily, but I was up for it at the time. I didn't mind. If you're on your way to getting lean and carbs are low, having a refeed of 250 to 500 grams of carbs, or even more than that in some cases, is good for you. Lesson 9. When you treat cooking as a chore, or you'd rather sit on the couch and order in most nights, you'll fail. All you need is a handful of quick, tasty recipes to keep you ticking over for a few weeks. A set menu makes this so easy. Just repeat it until you get bored. Making good food for you and your family is a blessing, not a chore. Lesson 10. I did an experiment during this latest and most successful cut. I did the entire thing without tracking a single calorie. I didn't use MyFitnessPal once, and that's because of what I've picked up from tracking in the past. When you're scanning and weighing and logging food every day for months, you learn a lot. You're building one of the most valuable skill sets you can have, and that's knowing what is in food. Once you track a few times, you might not need to do it ever again. The only case in which I need to do it now is for gaining weight. Lesson 11. When I was just lifting weights and focusing on getting bigger, I got bored and things felt a bit stale, so I added in some conditioning and ended up getting fully into running and endurance training. I got caught up in high rocks and all that for a bit as well. Not into it no more, but starting from scratch and having these new goals to work on got me excited to train every single time. No matter how tired I was still keen to get in and do a bit. That's what a good plan can do for you. Lesson 12. I barely completed 2 laps of the track on my first run. It was a shock. Even if you're not planning on becoming a good runner and you're not fussed on any of these fitness races, still do something to keep fit. Just lifting weights isn't enough, I don't think. You'll feel better working on the complete package. So hit some pads, do a bit of grappling, or just jump on a machine or two and do some intervals. Keep fit no matter the goal. Lesson 13. I was worried that I'd lose all my strength when I cut calories, but what I've found with myself and loads of the lads in the program is we still get personal bests as we're losing weight, and it comes down to the food you're having. When you're eating less, a good move to keep you fuller for longer is to pack your meals with veg and stay hydrated, drinking loads of water throughout the day. All of these nutrients you get from eating proper food while drinking plenty of water, combined with the excitement of having a new plan, can give you a boost when you're deep into fat loss and you've lost a lot. This won't be the case, but for 80% of the journey, you can perform really well and break some personal bests. Lesson 14. When us fellas see the scale going down, we get to a point where we think, shit, am I losing muscle? Which can make a lot of people back out and leave before the best bit. Keep protein high and lift weights that are heavy relative to you. It doesn't matter if you're making bench at 100 kg and you're stuck on 70. As long as it's heavy and you're pushing yourself, that is your insurance to maintain or even build a little bit while losing a lot of body fat. That's why a lot of these guys look so much more muscular despite a big drop on the scales. Don't worry about losing muscle. Fat loss done right makes you look more muscular. Lesson 15. My immune system has always been shit. I run myself down every couple of months. This got much worse when I stayed super lean through the middle of last winter. I even ended up in hospital with severe migraines. Never had a migraine before, thought I was dying. So I'd advise you to be a few kilograms over your leanest shape around that time of year. Build more muscle because your body burns more when you're holding a lot of muscle. Staying too lean can lower your immune system and mess things up. Lesson 16. Another sign that I'd been too lean for too long was I ended up losing a lot of strength. I know I've just mentioned you can get personal bests while being in a calorie deficit, but at this point, I'd been this lean for 8 months. My body had had enough and I was dealing with extreme fatigue. As soon as you increase the food, especially from more carbs and high quality fats, energy and strength goes up. You fill out, your muscles become fuller, and you just perform better in every area of your life. Don't try and be too lean year round. Lesson 17. Every time I get ripped, my arse disappears and my legs feel weak and skinny. Proper greyhound physique. You can't have it all unless you want to take PEDs and go down that route, potentially risking your health. I'm not going to do that. I'll probably take some tests in my 40s if I need it. We'll see. There's trade-offs between fat loss and building muscle. You'll feel skinny when you're super lean. When you're wearing clothes, you don't have much shape to you, but you look good with your top off. And when you're building muscle, you'll eventually lose the abs and get some lower back fat. It's all part of the journey. Accept the trade-offs. Lesson 18. It's easy for people to look at transformations like this and disregard all the effort and just say, steroids. That is weak bitch behavior. If you want to get yourself a transformation like this, you've got to prepare for living in an unsustainable way for a few months. More steps, less food than you used to, consistent tracking, even on weekends. There is no secret. Unsustainable just means you can't keep it up forever, but you can for 12 weeks because the payoff is a new body Going all in for 3 months is the best thing I ever done. Fast fat loss isn't sustainable, but that's the whole point. Lesson 19. Now, if you're doing all that work and you get to a point where you're like, I don't look how I expected yet, I need to do even more, the way you go about this will determine if you make it or not. If you're feeling sorry for yourself and you're pissed off that you're not there yet and you've got to do all of this shit, it's not going to happen. But if you're like, I'm fucking making this happen no matter what, I'll do everything I need to get what I want, then you will succeed. Attitude will make or break you. And talking of success, this is a good point to finish on. Lesson 20. I used to want the result immediately. I was very short-term sighted. Most things which are worth doing take a while to get good at. You don't notice a change in this toilet roll 1 square at a time. It takes a while before you see a difference. Same thing goes for fat loss or building muscle or learning a sport. Some guys get stressed out when they aren't where they wanted or expected to be by the end of a 12-week cut. I get it, but once you accept that you're going to be training for the rest of your life, literally until you can't do it anymore, then you realize you've got loads of time to improve at so many things. It's inevitable. You'll get where you want. So take some pressure off. So if you're happy with the pros and cons of those lessons and you're ready to do this, go and watch this video where you learn exactly how to manage the nutrition side of things.